Hey everybody, how you doing? Okay, we're going to go over some art journals. And then I'm going to show you how to make one of your own with many different materials. So, okay, so this was a book I bought at, where did I buy this? I can't quite recall. But, it had to have been like an A.C. Moore, Michaels, Joann's type thing. The paper isn't the best. It's thin. It's okay to draw in. I feel that if you do buy which I have several thin papers, what I do is I will sit one day and I will glue every other page. So, like this page here, why is my camera all like weird? Okay, this page here, I would open up. I would put glue down, whether it be a little bit of watered down Elmer's glue, a glue stick, matte medium, Mod Podge, whatever you have. And then I would glue this page to it. I would push it down and glue it. And then I would move on. I would put a piece of paper or newspaper or whatever between. And then I would take the next page, and I guess my daughter came in here, and glue, right, and do the same thing. And then move it over, put a piece of newspaper or whatever, so it just doesn't glue together, and continue doing that. You know, you don't have to do the whole book at once, but you know, do 5, 6, 10 glue togethers, and then you have a very good sturdy page. So I got this cheap, and then I was doing some sort of piece. I don't know exactly what I was doing, but Lord only knows with me. I don't know what all this stuff is. But trying to see why I wrote in the back. Different materials I wanted. But you know, it was like I did it for a little bit and then I stopped, and whatever. This was a long time ago, but you know, so I decorated the cover, and you know, it was called The Truth Project, and then I put the word peace inside of it and did my own little, you know, thing, whatever. So if you get a cheaper art journal, you definitely can glue pages together with whatever glue that you have, and that's how I do it. It works wonderfully, and that's that. That's a bought one. This is, I had a group, and we did this thing called the Circle Journal, and we made our own journals, most of us, and this is a journal that I made, and it's just made from, I'll just show you some of it, watercolor paper. I went and bought watercolor paper from the store, and I used different color ribbons or yarn to tie them in. And just keep going through a little bit. And put wax paper in between. And you can see there's my little scary guy I did. This is a piece of lace that I see how good you can see it, that I had glued on there with like a little like weird face underneath of it to kind of like pop through. I don't know. I do weird things. And that's my creepy guy because I love creepiness. and then I have some more things that you know, a couple more pages in here to do. And all this is watercolor paper. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And it's connected with all these beautiful ribbons. So at the top, you can put beads. As you can see, I started tying beads on, any kind of beads that you want, or just leave it hang. And it kind of gives a very cool look. And then on the outside, I used the cover of the watercolor book itself, which I'll show you the cover. And what I did was then I made it into the cover. I put my own scrapbook paper on it. So I like folded it over and you know, got all my papers together and ready. And then, like you can see, each section has its ribbon with its signatures. And then I decorated the cover, whatever I wanted to do. So this is really cool. We're going to do something like that today. This was my daughter's that she had made. And she has, again, all the beautiful, she picked all kinds of beautiful yarns. And she picked the cover, did it herself. I mean, she did it all. And she did some, and it's the same. Now, hers doesn't have as many pages in as mine to make. I don't know. She's an Edgar Allan Poe freak. She loves Edgar Allan Poe. And you see we put the wax paper in between. And these are all different artists. And then she gave it to me and I started playing it. So, and again, you can see the ribbon, the watercolor paper. So I definitely have room to play because we're going to start doing art journaling once a week, I believe. Because so many people keep asking me to do it and I will gladly do it. So, you know, very simple yarn. I mean, yarn and ribbon. We all have that. Now, here comes, and I'm going to show you, we're going to do something. Okay, well, let me get to this. This is called the Visual Journal by Strathmore. You can buy this and use a coupon at your any store, Michael's, AC Moore, Joann's. It's just the visual journals, and these are colors that I needed. And I did some, oh, I thought there was a dog in here. I did some things, like some different journal pages in here. A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. And I did, you know, cute little thing. Just very simple. It wasn't anything fancy. And I want to make sure that I don't show you anything that I'm too embarrassed of. I did my Imagine, which I have a couple of these I've done. I did one on canvas and one in my journal, because sometimes I'll do that. And then my heart one I've shown pictures of. This I was playing around with darker colors, with the lighter colors to see. And a lot of playing around because, see, I don't mind playing around. This is where I showed one of my videos with the Derwent ink pencils, ink tints, because I just go over them. This is just a white page where I dripped from the bottom and drew some flowers and added a punch of color. And, I mean, you know, very simple. And I think that's all I have in here. You can see I'm very, I grab whatever's around me. I have another, I probably have, it's a sin, but I probably have about 6 moleskin journals. No lie. I really grab, I have the one I showed you yesterday and this one. Lord only knows what's in this one. Some Zen tank. These are probably things I've shown because I haven't had these out in a while. Live Your Life in Color. One of the first ones I ever did. Like I said, I'll embarrass myself and show you. But it's one of the first ones I ever did. I did like I painted it all black. I put white on this side, closed the book, opened it, and then you get like exact on the other side. And then I did the girl. She's not done very well, but, and then did that. So that was one of my first art journal experiences. This one was supposed to be an all blue thing. Don't ask what happened. This is, and you can see this is one of the pictures that inspired me for my Imagine journal page. And the other one, this is one that I did that was not, I don't know, I did this for something, I forget. I did this stamp, and I just did her with a little bit of colored pencil as her makeup. And then this one, of course, you can see is glittered. But the background is basically the same. It's the same thing. I put just drops of paint, and I dropped, you know, wet paint both ways, closed it, opened it, and then added these. They have like a piece of green underneath of it, scrapbook paper, and then I did both to, you know. This one's my Become Brave Tainted Love, where I cut out a picture out of a magazine of a fist and just played around. Apparently either I don't know who did that. That's another one that I did. This is one that I had done prior. I've done this in a video somewhere, but I drew them out first to see kind of what I wanted. I don't know what that is. This is just showing different transfers that I do with my golden gel medium, with my inkjet printer, how that you can do you can do your transfers. And then here's my little guy right here. Do I look like I want to fit into the quote? And then just something very simplistic. See, sticks together. I should always have something. This was for an art journal group I was in. This was for a song, Hollis Brown, I believe. And no rain, no food, no money. Or is it Rage Against the Machine? Rage Against the Machine might sing, and I can't recall. And it's a very bleak song. It's a very true to the world song. And so I did that. I showed on my channel a painting that I had done for my daughter, which was all black. It was white and black with one big red heart in the middle. And at the end of the video, I showed the painting I did for my daughter. This is just a page I was playing where I had it was one of those like extra things where I threw all my extra paint on, and I threw some yellow dots, closed it. This I was showing probably something, and then, you know, you just go on. So this is my moleskin. And that is where we're at. Now, of course, you can use your mixed media or watercolor or whatever book you have here. You know what I mean? That we use to draw and do all that. And you can use that as your art journal as well. A lot of people do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can also use your... Now, this is a bigger one, but your watercolor, you can go buy, they always have them on sale, or you can use your coupon and buy whatever size you want. I would probably buy the size a little smaller than this. And, you know, buy it and then make your journal out of that. You also can, which is fun, and I'm going to do a few of these, make your journal with whatever kind of scrapbook paper. I was very blessed. Somebody sent me all this scrapbook paper. So, I think they even sent me more than this, and I only grabbed a handful just to show, but I'm also going to use some of these in there, because these are already, especially when you're learning in your art journaling and just kind of starting out, sometimes these are great to have, because now you have your background done. So that's something too. So this is what we're going to do. I want you guys to decide what kind of paper you're going to use. Now, you can use cardstock. You can use your printer paper. If you use your printer paper, I would suggest, it's okay just to use it as it is, but understand that it's going to not take the paint or the water as well, because it's a thinner paper. So you can either, the night before, take your printer paper and take 2 pieces and glue one together, you know, one on top of the other, and do like maybe 3 or 4 of those. So you just glue, you know, you have a piece, glue a piece on top of it, set it aside. Take another piece, glue a piece on top of it, set it aside. And that will be your one paper. It'll help absorb better. Some of us, that's all we have is, and do as many as you want. Some of us only have printer paper, and that's fine. I like to buy cardstock. This is cardstock. So first what I'm going to do is, and they don't have to be the same size. So, but what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fold, and there are things called signatures. So let me rip out, I'm not going to, oh my goodness. Not going to make a hole. This is what I used. The cover of anything, you can use a cover of, honestly, if you have a hardback book, open it up and take the cover off if you're not a cover freak, and use that. You know what I mean? Or you don't even have to cover it. It doesn't. I have a few more I can't seem to find. I put aside so I'd have them for this demo, and I can't find them. But I'm sure as soon as I'm done, I'll find them. That really bothers me. All right, don't spend all your time looking around, Kel. But you could take this and use this as the cover, or you can just use the backside as another page. It's up to you. So this is what I do. And I'm not going to worry about this. Now you can see this is going to be a bigger page than this. But you don't have to care. If you care, then you can cut it in half. You know, fold it in half. And, you know, you could, to get more out of your book if you bought a bigger book. That's why buying a smaller size than that. That is size 11 by 15. So you want more of a paper size that you would get. But you can always cut this in half this way. Okay. Fold your paper in half if you got the big paper like that. Cut it. Because remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. These are two different sizes. It doesn't matter. And then we can just put, you know, we just won't put them together as we put in because it doesn't have to be the same size. If you want them all to be the same size, then you can sit and make them all the same size, okay? It doesn't matter. So these are called signatures when you put a bunch in. I usually put 4 or 5 papers in. So then let's say we're going to use a piece of, oh, we want it this way. Now you can use the back if you have extra scrap of paper, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so here's our first signature, okay? And there's our piece of paper, and then what I'll do is I'll separate these two separates that aren't the same. I'm going to cut off the fuzzies. No big deal. And what's fun about this is that you mixing all kinds of different kind of papers in, and you don't have to, trust me. But if you know something that you're going to art journal isn't going to have a lot of media in it, a lot of water or stuff like that, then you go on the thinner papers. If you have a few pieces of water paper that you put in there, then you go in the thicker ones. And then what I do is I take my piece of yarn, I just cut it. I take it in my first signature. I'll take it up here. Whoops. And I shall learn how to tie. I will tie it. And all I'm going to do is, you know, you want it fairly snug. I know I cut a big piece of yarn off, so you don't need to cut that much off. If you don't have yarn, use twine. If you don't have twine, use ribbon. If you don't have ribbon, use whatever you have. And then I'll cut and leave, you know, a tail. I don't know if that'll be big enough for another piece. And then I would go in and get another piece of my cardstock, because you can buy your cardstock for $2 with a coupon, and you get so many pieces, you can make probably 3 or 4 of these. And then go and make your next, like I'll take another piece of this, make your next signature. We're going to continue to fold everything in half and put it in the next thing. So when you fold it, you put it in. You fold it, you put it in. It's really, really simple. And you put it in, and then we'll grab a different color, scrap of paper. And like I said, you can use, you know, the back or front of your scrapbook paper. It doesn't matter. But we have all our, this is another signature. So we're going to take another piece of yarn. Let's see if this will be big enough. Yeah, we might make it, yeah. So we're just going to tie it up here. And this is how I do it. I don't want anybody emailing me telling me that ain't the way it's supposed to be done, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Do it your own way and leave me alone. So, here we go so far. We have started our art journal page. Now, if you don't like this extra hanging out, it doesn't bother me. Some people are very OCD. I'm OCD on many other things. This is not one. If it is, cut it to make it. It's going to make your paper a little bit smaller, but you can cut it. It doesn't matter. I'll save this for something else. Don't know what. That's my OCD. But you know what I mean? I love the way that it has different things on it. So when you go to open it, okay, your first page will be, this will be your first page. Now your first page is not going to be, because remember the way we folded it, okay, we folded it like this. So that bottom piece is this full piece. Do you understand? So when we folded it, it's not this opened up. Does that make sense? It's the bottom piece now. So we have our signatures in, and we're going to connect everything in a minute. But, okay, so then we have this. That's your first page. Then you open up, and you have your second page. Then you open up, you have your next page. Then you open up, and here's your next 2 pages. Okay, starting our next signature. Then you have these 2 pages, which when you have these little pages in there, don't get this, you know, you can decorate it, you know, you can do art journal on it and then do a nice quote or journal on it. You know what I mean? And then do your other page over here or do 2 separate pages. And then you open up, there's your next section. You open up, here's your next section. You open up, here's your next section. You open up, here's your next section. And so on and so forth. So if you use all cardstock or all watercolor paper or all mixed media paper or whatever kind of paper you have your art journal. And then you have these pages. And you make it as big or as little as you want. Very, very easy. And then to connect them all, get in the middle. In the middle. And let me find the middle. I'm horrible at finding. Actually, my cats got to this. And they had a blast. And then the dogs thought, why can't we play with it? And they tore it apart too. Then take it all the way in the middle. All the way to the back. Okay, and make sure your signatures are in there good. Give this a nice tie up at the top. Make sure you double it. Double knot it, triple knot it, whatever, because that's what's going to hold. Now, I like to go back in one more time. Yes, there's going to be this thread in here when you do it, but I just think it adds texture, or you could put a piece of masking tape over it when you do it. But this is my way. And if you don't want to double up and go down on the bottom to do a knot, then don't. If it's too much for you. It don't matter to me. So, there we go. Now we have our, it's all stuck together. See, nothing coming out. You could put beads and you make this as big as you want. You could put beads on it. You know, you could cut off and do beads on the bottom. And you have your journal. And if you want to make an outside cover, take a piece of scrapbook paper or, like I said, your watercolor paper, whatever. Glue it onto the top, you know, the front page. Glue it onto the back page. And then you have your beautiful cover. It is that simple. This is the way I usually do it. And then I just go to town. So, you guys let me know what you think of this video. Ask any questions. If you need to see something over again, let me know. This is so simple, so easy. And I don't know, maybe I'll do a giveaway of a few of these scrapbook papers maybe I'll do a couple giveaways. So if you guys want to make your own art journal, and if you don't have scrapbook paper, I can send you some to add in to whatever you do, because it does help, you know, help you. And like I said, it doesn't matter what size, because you can do a million different things, and it's so fun. It is so fun. And like I said, you can make a cover for it if you want, or you don't have to. Just decorate the front with whatever you want. And we have a great art journal. Quick, easy, fun to do. You can add whatever kind of papers you want. If you want to add magazine papers, whatever, which is another thing I'm going to show you later, but it'll make the video too long. So I'll do another video and show you something else. But there you go. So I hope that helped. And this is one way to do it. And use all kinds of different yarns and ribbons and stuff to tie in to make it really fancy. And if you're going for it, make it big, you know, a little bit bigger. And and just leave me any questions. So be kind to each other because you never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.